Hello guys, this is Ceefashion Academy. In this particular tutorial, I'm actually going to be teaching you how to measure for a dashiki or a senator with this double pleated double fold side, as you can see. So I'm going to be teaching you guys. I want you guys to make sure you pay attention and make sure you listen.
So now I'm going to be teaching us how to measure for this dress before we start drafting it. So in order for you to measure, these are the required measurements. First of all, you need to measure from shoulder to the sleeve. Since it is a together sleeve, that's what you need to do. So now, all we have to do is, as you can see, look at the middle part of the shoulder. Now you start measuring from here, place it at the middle part. Then get to this point, then ask your customer where exactly he or she wants it to stop. Do you understand? Now let's say for the sake of this particular tutorial, we want it to stop at 15 inches. Yes, it's a very short sleeve. Do you understand? So now all you have to do is to write down 15 inches. Do you understand? Okay. So next thing you need to do is, immediately you get to that 15 inches, make sure you measure out the circumference. Even though we might not end up using exactly what we have here, but you also need to measure it out. So the fitted is 13. You can go ahead to write down 15 inches. As you can see, look at it here. So next thing you need to measure out is the chest. Now let's measure out the chest. Now by me looking at this is actually the chest. Okay, now look at it. The fitted chest is 37. So you can go ahead to add extra 3 inches, which is actually going to make it how many? 40 inches. Are you seeing it? Yes, you can add more than 4 inches, no more than 3 inches to it, which can also give you like 41, 42. This is dependent on the fitting which you actually want for the dress. So next thing you have to do is to measure for the top length. Okay, so in order for you to measure for the top length, make sure you place it from here and you get to the top length. Please, I want you to know that this type of dress is not usually the ones that used to be that too long. Why? Because there is no slit by the side, so that's why it doesn't have to be too long. So at the end of the day, we can end up using something like 29 inches. Are you seeing it for him? So look at it. We can end up using like 29 inches. This one does not really matter when it comes to senator. You guys know we usually want senator to cover all this side. This one does not actually matter 100%. But even if you want yours to cover that side, that will be okay. But make sure that the dress is very, very free. Do you understand? Because anything that is not having slit ought to be free. So that is just it. Is there any other measurement? So the next measurement we need to do is the neck circumference. So in order for you to measure the neck circumference, all you have to do is to look at it. Get the fitted neck circumference. Now in this case, the fitted neck circumference is 14.5. Next thing you need to do is just to add extra 2 inches to it, which is going to be giving you 16.5. So this actually gives you your perfect neck. And that's it. So I'm going to be teaching us how to fold the fabric and also how to do the drafting. Thanks a million. So now, because we are going to be drafting this with a pattern paper, that is what we are going to be doing. So that means we are not going to be using the actual measurements which we measure, because that measurement is way more bigger than the pattern paper. Do you understand? But in order for us to practice this particular stuff, I'm going to be giving us the measurements which we are going to be using, which is corresponding to the pattern paper which we are going to be using. So these are the required measurements. As you can see, the shoulder to sleeve. Remember, this is a together sleeve. That's why I say we measure from the center part of the shoulder down to the sleeve. So what we have in this case is 10 inches. Do you understand? Then you need to add extra 2 inches allowance to it. This 2 inch allowance is the hemming for the sleeve. Now it's going to be 12 inches. That means from shoulder, center part of the shoulder down to the sleeve plus its allowance is how many? 12 inches. Do you understand? Okay, now the top length is 22 inches in this case. Then you need to add extra 2 inches to it, which is going to give you 24 inches. While the chest in this case is actually 24 inches. Do you understand? Okay, now this particular chest you're seeing here is fitted chest. So as we are going to be drafting, I'm going to be adding extra allowance to it for both body allowance and for seam allowance. Now there's another thing I really need to explain to us. You guys usually know this type of dress. Sometimes you see the ones that have single pleat. Sometimes you see the one that have double pleat or even triple pleat. Please, depending on the pleat, we determine the extra you're going to be adding to the, look at it. Remember what we have here is 10 plus 2, which is what? 12. Now in a situation whereby you want to add only single pleat, all you have to add here is extra how many? 4 inches. Do you understand? It is, you add by 4 inches. You add extra 4 inches. But if you want to add double pleat, how many are you going to be adding to it? You are going to be adding 8 inches. Do you understand? Now let's say in a situation we need only single pleat. It means that the width which we are going to be folding is not going to be 12 inches. Rather, it's going to be plus 4 is going to be how many? 16 inches. Do you understand? Now, if we are to pleat double, it means that instead of you folding 12 inches, what are we going to be folding? We are going to be folding 12 plus 8 is going to be how many? 20 inches. And I believe in this particular class, what we are going to be working with is double pleating. Do you understand? Okay, so we are going to be folding 20 inches, while the length of the top, we are going to be folding 24 inches. Is that well understood? Okay, so I'm going to be showing us how to do the folding. This is not like the regular folding for a senator or regular folding for a shirt. This one has its own method. If you have worked on things like AGBADA, do you understand? All these together kind of dresses, you will know how to fold it. Or if you have worked on things like butterfly for ladies, you also know how to fold this particular dress. So let me show you guys how to do the folding and also how to do the drafting.